For the past year, we have enjoyed the new generation of Formula One cars, but true fans are already looking forward to the future. Starting in 2026, another new era awaits us when it comes to the top of motorsport. In this video from Racing News 365, we are going to explain to you in detail what we already know about that new generation of cars. 2026 is still some years away, but recently the F1 Commission sat together and shared the 6 goals for the chassis regulations that we introduced at the same time as the new generation of power units. And at first glance, it must be said, there are ambitious plans to promote close racing even more than it is already. Let's dive deeper and see what needs to change starting in 2026. Starting with the chassis. In recent years, the chassis has got a lot bigger and heavier, which has upset a lot of people. For example, drivers complain that the cars are getting too big to race on the narrow street circuit of Monaco. You can see this from comparison. 15 years ago, cars weighed around 580 kilograms. When the hybrid era entered Formula One, that weight rose to 691 kilograms. That has now increased even more with the 2022 cars, which weigh at least 798 kilograms. This includes the driver and tyres, but not the fuel. If we add that in, that weight exceeds 900 kilograms. Not all of this weight increase has been bad. For example, the introduction of the halo has prevented many casualties, most recently Zhou Guanyu at the British Grand Prix. But Formula One is going to do something about it, as plans are to make the cars smaller. By 2026, the cars must be lighter, narrower and shorter again. That can't be done without losing performance, which is why active aerodynamics are going to be used to reduce drag. That means 2 different models of cars that work differently to how DRS is currently used. Cars could switch between high downforce modes with high drag for cornering and low drag with low downforce to go harder on the straights. Of course, this should provide more spectacle for you, the fans. But Formula One is also becoming more environmentally conscious with its decisions. Not only the appearance of the car is being thought about, but also the material they are made from is being changed. Formula One wants teams to reuse materials to make new parts from them, instead of manufacturing new parts from scratch. We already can see a good example of this at McLaren. Their seats are made of sustainable substitute for carbon fibre, known as flax, which is also used in Extreme E. The next item is accident prevention. Formula One has continually evolved when it comes to safety. Seatbelts, helmets, hands, fireproof clothing, and the halo. All these safety measures have already prevented many fatal accidents in the sport, but this technical innovation continues to evolve from 2026. The FIA are now exploring options to start using active and connected safety systems. Instead of having to show a marshal or flag signal along the side of the track to notify drivers there is danger further down the road, the cars will be able to communicate and automatically slow down if there is an incident ahead. Similar technology is already being used on road cars, such as automatic line monitoring. For example, if you drive over the white line of a motorway, the car will counter steer. There is also a spotlight for the power units. F1 will welcome road car giants Ford, Cadillac and Audi as power unit manufacturers in 2026. This was due to making the engine regulations more accessible and attractive for newcomers, as the current engines have proven too expensive and complex to produce. The 1.6 litre engines will stay, but the MGU-H will disappear. This was a system in the engine that converted wasted heat to electrical energy and charged the battery. To compensate for this loss, the hybrid power from the MGU-K will be increased from 120 to 350 kilowatts. The FIA pledges that its World Championship must be carbon neutral by 2030. By 2026, all F1 teams must recycle their batteries, and at the end of the MGU's life, materials such as cobalt must be recycled. To cut down on costs in manufacturing, F1 is also looking at introducing more standardised parts that can be used across all cars. We are already seeing some examples of this year, such as radios, rain lights, wheel covers and fuel flow meters that are all the same on each car. Fuel is also an important part. It is already known that cars will switch to 100% renewable fuel by 2026, which means no fossil fuels will be burnt. E10 fuel was introduced in 2022, which is 90% fossil fuels and 10% ethanol made from vegetable waste. However, the new sustainable fuel will be made from municipal waste and non-food biomass, including algae and agricultural waste. The fuel will utilise drop-in technology, which means they do not have to modify their engines to use it. The plan is for this technology to trickle down to road cars in the future. Initial estimates are that it will save about 65% of emissions compared to the current fuel. Switching to active aerodynamics to reduce drag could also save as much as 20 to 25% fuel. By making the cars more fuel efficient and increasing the use of electronic power, the cars can also run lighter fuel tanks. So that is it. All you need to know about F1 in 2026. Which rule are you most looking forward to? Let us know in the comments below, subscribe to our channel, and we'll be back with a new video soon.